Dear students, hope all of you are doing well at home. I hope that you have seen the previous video of this chapter. In that video, we have discussed few properties of whole numbers like commutative property, closure property, associative property, distributive property and identity. Now today we are going to start our next exercise, which is exercise 2.2. In this exercise we are going to use the properties of whole number. So let's start with this exercise. Children, now your question number 1 is find the sum by suitable rearrangement. Now what is the meaning of rearrangement? It means you have to rearrange the terms, or in other words you have to change the order of the terms to make your sum easier. Now which two terms you will choose first to add? For doing that you have to see the digit at ones place. You have to choose those two terms first which will give 0 at ones place after adding. I'll explain how. Suppose there are two numbers. If the digit at ones place is 1 in one number, it should be 9 at ones place in another number, so that when you will add those terms, it will give you 10, or in other words 0 at ones place. If the digit at ones place in one number is 2, then what should be added to 2 to get 10? Yes, the digit at ones place in another number should be 8. Similarly, if the digit is 3, then it should be 7 in another number. If the digit at ones place in one number is 4, then it should be 6 in another number. If the digit at ones place in one number is 5, then it should be 5 in another number, so that when you will add these terms, it will give you 0 at ones place. I hope this concept is clear. Now let's see part A. 837 plus 208 plus 363. Now which two terms you will add first? Clearly you will add 837 and 363 first, because if you will add these terms, it will give you 0 at ones place, because the digit at ones place in both the terms are 7 and 3. If you will add, so you will get 10 or 0 at ones place. So you will add 837 and 363 together. Now let's come to the first question. 837 plus 208 plus 363. Now out of these three terms, which two terms you will add first? You will add 837 and 363 first. Why? Because 837 has 7 at its ones place and 363 has 3 at its ones place. So if you will add 7 and 3, it will give you 10. That means you will get 0 at its one place. So it is clear that we have to add 837 plus 363 first. So we will write 837 plus 363 in the bracket. Then we will write addition sign and 208. So first we will add 837 and 363 together, because 7 and 3 will give us 0 at ones place. So after adding 837 and 363, we will get 1200, and which is added to 208 to get the final answer. So 1408 is our final answer. Now question number second. Now this question has 4 terms. So which two terms we will add first? Those terms we will add first which will give us 0 at ones place. So if we will add 1962 and 1538 together, it will give us 0 at its one place, because 2 and 8 will give us 0 at ones place. Now second we will add 453 and 647 together, because 3 and 7 will give us 0 at ones place. So we will write in this way: In the first bracket, we will write 1962 and 1538. And in the second bracket, we will write 453 and 647, because in the first bracket 2 and 8 will give us 0 at one place, and in the second bracket 3 and 7 will give us 0 at its one place. So after adding, we will get 3500 plus 1100. After adding these two terms, we will get 4600, which is our final answer. I hope these two questions are. Now children, now question number 2 is find the product by suitable rearrangement. Now in this question, there is a multiplication sign in the question, so it is clear that you have to find the product. Now by suitable rearrangement, it means that you have to change the order of the terms to make your sum easier. As we have done earlier, our aim should be to get the number in tens or in hundreds forms. So let's start our questions. Now children, let's begin with question number A part. 2 multiply 1768 multiply 50. Now which two terms will we multiply first to get 100? Clearly we will multiply 2 by 50 to get 100. Now I have written 2 multiply 50 in the bracket, and I have written multiplication 1768 outside the brackets. That means we have grouped 2 and 50 together in the bracket. Now whatever is in the bracket, it has to be solved first. Now 2 multiplied by 50 gives 100. So 100 multiply 1768. It will give you 1,76,800, which is your final answer. I hope this question is clear. Now let's see B part. 4 multiply 166 multiply 25. You all know 25 multiplied by 4 gives 100. So clearly in this part we will group 25 and 4 together in the bracket. So 166 multiply bracket 25 multiply 4 and bracket close. That means first we will solve 25 multiply 4. It will give us 100. Now the question can be written as 166 multiply 100. This is the step. Now after solving this, we will get 16,600, which is our answer. I hope children these two questions are clear to you. Dear students, now your C part is 8 multiply 291 multiply 125. So like we have done earlier also, our aim is to get the number which has 0 at one's place. So you will multiply those two numbers first. So in this question, if you multiply 8 by 125, you will get 1000. That means you have got 0 at one's place. So 8 multiply 125 will be written in the bracket, and outside the bracket we will write multiplication sign 291. So this is the way we have to write. Now after multiplying 8 by 125, we will get 1000. 1000 multiply 291. Now the final answer is 2,91,000. Is this question clear, children? Now come to the D part. 625 multiply 279 multiply 16. Now in this question, 625 will be multiplied by 16 and they are written in the bracket. 625 multiply 16. Now why they are multiplied together? Because by multiplying 6 by 5 we will get 30. It means 0 at one's place. Okay, so after multiplying 625 by 16, what we will get? We will get 10,000. Now 10,000 will be multiplied by 279 to get the answer 27,90,000. That is our final answer. Children, I hope these two questions are very much clear to you. Children, now come to E part, which is 285 multiply 5 multiply 60. We will follow the same procedure as we have done earlier. We will multiply those two terms which will give 0 at one's place. So it is clear that we will multiply 5 by 60 to get 300. We will multiply 5 and 60 to get 300, and then we will multiply 285 and 300 together to get a final answer. Our final answer we will get after multiplying 285 by 300. So our final answer will be 85,500. This is our final answer. I hope this question is clear, children. Now come to F part. It is 125 multiply 40 multiply 8 multiply 25. Which two terms? There are four terms. So which two terms we will multiply together? We will multiply 125 by 8, and in the second bracket we will write 40 by 25. So what we will get? After multiplying 125 by 8 we will get 1000, and after multiplying 40 by 25 we will again get 1000. So to get our final answer we will multiply 1000 by 1000. Our final answer will be 10 lakhs. I hope these questions are clear, children. Please practice at home carefully. Children, now this is our third question. Find the value of the following. Now there are four parts in this question. So let's start with this question. Children, now come to the A part. 297 multiply 17 plus 297 multiply 3. We are using distributive property of whole numbers here. Now children, you can see there are two terms in this question. It is 297 multiply 17 and 297 multiply 3. Now you can see there are few things which are common out of in these two terms. They are 297 and multiplication sign. These two things are common, so they are written outside the bracket, and in the bracket what has to be written? The things which are left behind, which is 17, addition sign and 3. These things are left behind after taking out 297 and multiplication sign common. 17 plus 3 has to be written inside the bracket, and you know that we have to solve the bracket first. Whatever is written in the bracket, they has to be solved first. So first we will add 17 and 3 together, which will give us 20. Now copy 297 and multiplication from above and multiply 20. After multiplying 297 by 20, we will get 5940, which is our final answer. Children, is this question clear? Now come to the B part. 54,279 multiply 92 plus 8 multiply 54,279. Now as in the A part, there are two terms in this question. I have underlined the two terms, and what is common in these two terms? Clearly it is 54,279 and multiplication sign. These two things are written outside the bracket, and what is left behind after taking out that common terms? 92, addition sign and 8. Now these three terms have to be written inside the bracket, and after adding 92 and 8 together we will get 100. So after solving 54,279 multiply 100, we will get this answer, 54,27,900. Our answer is 54,27,900. How we have got this answer? We have to multiply 54,279 by 100 to get a final answer. Now come to part C. 81,265 multiply 169 minus 81,265 multiply 69. Now this question is a little bit different from the parts we have done earlier. As you can see, there is subtraction sign in between. So you have to subtract the terms. Now the common things are taken outside the bracket, which are 81,265 and multiplication sign. This is common, so they are written outside the bracket, and inside the bracket we will write 169 minus 69. After solving the bracket we will get 100. Now 81,265 will be multiplied by 100 to get 81,26,500, which is our final answer. Now come to the part D. 3,845 multiply 5 multiply 782 plus 769 multiply 25 multiply 218. Now as you can see, there is no common term. So first objective is to obtain the common term. Only then we can take it out common. So to obtain the common terms, we will multiply the two terms together. Now which two terms we will multiply together to get the common term? In this question, we will multiply 3,845 and 5 from the first term, and from the second term we will multiply 769 by 25 to get the common term. As you can see, we have written 3,845 multiply 5 in the bracket and multiply 782 plus 769 multiply 25 multiply 218. So after solving that, we will get 19,225 multiply 782 and plus 19,225 multiply 218. So clearly we have obtained the common term. Now 19,225 multiply is written outside the bracket, and inside the bracket we will write 782 plus 218. After solving the bracket first, we will get 1000. So when 19,225 is multiplied by 1000, we will get 1,92,25,000, which is our final answer. I hope these two questions are clear, children. Children, now come to the fourth question. Find the product using suitable properties. You can see the question. 738 multiply 103. B part 854 multiply 102. C part 258 multiply 1008. D part 1005 multiply 168. Now children, in this question we will make use of the distributive property. Now what is distributive property? In distributive property, we will break one of the term into two parts to make our sum easier. Okay. Now let's see how. Now children, I told you already that in this question we will make use of distributive property. As you all know that in distributive property, one number will be broken into two parts. Okay, so now let's do this question. Your question is 738 multiply 103. In this question, we will break 103 into two parts. 103 we will break into two parts. Which are those two parts? 103. So your question will be written as 738 multiply 100 plus 3. Now we will multiply 738 by 100, then addition sign, then 738 multiplied by 3. So how to write this question now? You will write 738 multiplied by 100, then addition sign, then 738 multiplied by 3. Please children, this is very important step. Don't forget it and practice this step carefully. I will repeat, 738 multiply 100 plus 738 multiplied by 3. So basically we will multiply the term outside the bracket with the terms inside the bracket. Okay. Now first we will multiply 738 by 100. So we will get 73,800. Then addition sign. Then we will multiply 738 by 3. Then we will get 2,214. Now we have to add these two terms to get our final answer, which is 76,014. I hope this question is clear. So now let's move on to the B part. 854 multiply 102. So we will break 102 into two parts. 100 plus 2. So question can be written as 854 multiply bracket 100 plus 2. As we have done earlier, we will multiply 854 by 100, then plus 100, 854 multiply 2. So now your question can be written as 854 multiply 100 plus 854 multiply 2. Now we have to solve this equation first. 854 multiply 100, we will get 85,400, and by multiplying 854 by 2, we will get 1708. Now we have to add these two terms to get our final answer, which is 87,108. Dear children, are these two questions clear to you? Okay, so now let's move on to another question. Now the question is 258 multiply 1008. Now in this question we will break 1008 into two parts. Like we will break 258 multiply, we will write 1000 plus 8. Now as we have done earlier, 258 has to be multiplied by 1000 and then addition sign, then 258 has to be multiplied by 8. So now it can be written as 258 multiply 1000 plus 258 multiply 8. After solving this, we will get 2,58,000 plus 2064. Now these two terms will be added to get the final answer, which is 2,60,064. Now come to the G part. 1005 multiply 168. Now 1005 will be broken into two parts, 1000 plus 5. So it can be written as 1000 plus 5 multiply 168. Now 168 will be multiplied by 1000, then addition sign, then 168 will be multiplied by 5. So this question can be written as 1000 multiply 168 plus 5 multiply 168. Children, I told you that order does not make any changes to the answer. You can write 168 multiply 1000, or you can write 1000 multiply 168, as this is commutative. Multiplication is also commutative. You can change the order of the terms. It doesn't make any changes. So now after solving it, we will get 1,68,000 plus 840. Now these two terms will be added together to get the answer. It is 1,68,840. Now this is the answer of this question. Is this question clear, children? Good. Now question number 5. A taxi driver filled his car petrol tank with 40 liters of petrol on Monday. The next day he filled the tank with 50 liters of petrol. If the petrol cost rupees 44 per liter, how much did he spend in all on petrol? It means the taxi driver gets his tank filled by 40 liters of petrol on Monday, and on Tuesday he filled the tank with 50 liters of the petrol. The price of petrol is rupees 44 per liter. Now you have to find out the total money he has to pay on both the days. Okay, the total cost of the petrol he has to pay. Now you can do this question in two ways. Either you can find out the cost of petrol on both the days on separately, like you find the cost of petrol on Monday, and next you will find the cost of petrol spent on Tuesday. Then you will add on both the days. And in another way, you can first find the total liters of petrol. Okay, by finding the total liters of petrol on Monday and Tuesday, then you will multiply the total quantity of petrol by cost of petrol. So now we are following the second way, which is easier. Petrol filled on Monday 40 liters, petrol filled on Tuesday 50 liters, total petrol filled in 2 days. So what we have to do? We have to add both the quantities, 40 plus 50. By adding these two quantities, we will get 90 liters of petrol. It means on both the days he filled his tank by 90 liters. Total amount, total quantity of petrol is 90 liters. Now to get the total cost, this quantity has to be multiplied by cost of petrol. So cost of 1 liter of petrol is rupees 44. Now to find the cost of 90 liters of petrol, children, what we have to do? Yes, we have to multiply the total quantity of petrol by cost of petrol. So 90 multiplied by 44, we will get 3960. This is the answer. Now this is the total amount of money which he has to pay, 3960. Question number 6 is, a vendor supplies 32 liters of milk to a hotel in the morning and 68 liters of milk in the evening. If the milk costs rupees 15 per liter, how much money is due to the vendor per day? The question is clear. There is a milk vendor who supplies 32 liters of milk in the morning and 68 liters of milk in the evening. The cost of milk is rupees 15 per liter. Now how much money is due to the vendor per day? It means you have to find the total cost of the milk supplied. Now to do this question, we will write milk supplied in the morning is equal to 32 liters. Milk supplied in the evening is equal to 68 liters. Now how much is the total quantity of milk supplied? Yes children, we have to multiply 32 and 68 to get the total milk supplied. It will be 100 liters. Now 100 liters of milk supplied in the morning and evening. Now the cost of 1 liter of milk is given rupees 15. Now to get the cost of 100 liters of milk, we will multiply 100 by 15. As the cost of 1 liter of milk is rupees 15, to get the cost of 100 liter of milk, we will multiply. So 100 when multiplied by 15 will give you 1500. Now 1500 is the amount of money which is due to the vendor per day. I hope this question is clear. Children, now do it yourself. I want you to do question number 7 yourself. Question number 7 is match the following. There is a table given. You have to match the left and right columns. On the left side there are examples given and on the right side the names of the properties given. So you have done earlier also. I have sent in worksheets. Now this is the same question. You have to match the columns. I hope you can do it yourself. Dear children, that's all for today's video lecture. Children, you please practice all these questions yourself as this is very important exercise. Children are often seen making lots of mistakes in these questions. So please practice them thoroughly. All of you are requested to complete your work till exercise 2.2. I will post one worksheet of this exercise very soon. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.